Hello, and welcome to another Curator's Corner. I'm Melissa Buchanan. We're back down in our collection storage area to show you some more items down in our archive. So one of the ones that we're looking at today has kind of a tragic backstory. During World War II, approximately 150,000 Allied POWs were held in close to 1,000 camps across Japan and Asia. At the end of the war, Operation Swift Mercy meant that air group pilots were all dropping supplies to these camps, trying to get them food and clothing and medicine as quickly as possible. One of the camps sent a thank you note. So this camp, which was POW Camp Kawasaki, Japan, number 2, sent a thank you letter, essentially, to the officers and men of the USS Yorktown. So this was actually made from a silk fragment of one of the parachutes that was dropped with a load. Now this, we think, is an attempt at writing it, because there's only a handful of names on this letter, whereas we found a photograph that shows hundreds of names written on one that we think that was actually sent to the ship. Unfortunately, we don't know what happened to it. So at the top it says, "From the officers and men," and I think where they made the mistake is in the photograph you actually see where it says, "To the officers and men of the USS Yorktown," and then they started writing their names here. U.S. Navy and U.S. Army, but on the photograph you can also see Australian and other Allied nations mentioned. The photograph looks like that it might be around the same size, but it just has many, many more names added to it. I think that they started this one, realized that they made a mistake or two, and then selected another one, because we're not sure if a single individual was writing all of this, or if there were multiple people writing, if everybody was writing their own name or not. We think that the Yorktown received their thank you probably sometime late 1945, August or September. They're still trying to kind of backtrack through the records and see when and where this might have actually gotten to them. They would have actually been writing this probably not long after the supplies had been received, and they were starting to know who was dropping supplies to them. The Yorktown herself actually had Pop Condit, one of her pilots who'd actually been captured not too long after his first mission in August of 1943. So he was not liberated from this camp, but he was liberated from a similar camp, and he had actually gotten to the top of one of the roofs with a can of paint and written Condit Yorktown 1943 on it, and that was the first indications that he had lived through his crash. Thank you for watching another Curator's Corner. I'm Melissa Buchanan. I'll see you next time at Patriots Point.